think what I wanna do is wait on our vote till next month so we can get everybody here in person.
Okay.
I'd rather do that.
All right.
So since we have some guests, if you guys, do you have anything particular you wanted to bring up?
Yes, we do.
Okay,
The last time I met with you, the events committee was talking about having a float of some sort with an agricultural theme. Since we met, or since then, we've met, the events committee has. And we're thinking about tabling a float for this year. It's a lot of work, expense, et cetera. And what we're thinking about is maybe having a parade of tractors or whatever. I know Tim has always volunteered with us and driven his tractor. I don't know if there are other antique tractors in the town.
yeah, I don't know about the town. Tim would be the one to talk.
Who would be?
Tim would know about
Tim
antique
would know.
tractors. Available.
And maybe get a modern tractor, an up-to-date tractor or something. So I don't know how you feel about something going that route. The town, the events committee could have some posters made up that could be put on the tractors, talking about the owner, the type of tractor and that type of thing.
What's the
Name of the farm,
Right,
yeah, just give them some publicity, right?
right.
What's that?
I think-
The name of the
I
farm,
was
you
the
give,
name of the
Yeah,
farm,
the name.
big,
give the publicity. to
big
them.
banner saying.
Well, there would be a banner probably like that could be.
And what if someone that wasn't in the town that Tim knows that has antique tractors, there'd be no issue for them to be involved, right?
All right, so I'll talk to Tim about that. But, if you're comfortable with doing something like that, maybe or whatever, and
But it'd be easier for everyone, I think.
Would any of your big tractors fit down Main Street?
Oh,
And
yeah.
pass underneath all of
you could
the,
bring one of the big tractors down or something.
One
where
of
you
those
could-
big gigantic combine things or whatever there with the forks on them.
That might be a little tough to do that.
I always move out of the way when those are behind me.
I think me or Tim could probably come up with something more modern, even if it was a little bit smaller, so it was safer.
All right. Sounds
I think,
good.
Oksana said also about maybe if, just a suggestion, if they could do like a trailer or something behind a tractor, so people could, like a hayride type thing. People that want to ride could sit on that.
Yes, I think 4-H often does something like that,
Yeah.
don't they?
Yeah, that's why I wasn't really leaning toward that, because I know the 4-H does that, but I mean, we could also do it with it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a suggestion, I
At least we
think.
have contacts now, right?
Right, right.
To go to that Dennis, you know, right?
Yeah, so I can contact.
Yeah.
Samantha, what's Tim's phone number?
Hold on. I think it's 585-734-1000.
He's on now.
Tim's
anyway.
joining,
He's what?
Tim's joining right now.
Oh. Oh, all right.
Oh, good.
There he is up in the corner.
hey, Tim,
Hi, Tim.
can you hear us?
Hi there, I can hear you.
Hi, Tim.
Great.
Hey, at the last meeting that I came to, we were talking about having a float, like we've done in the past. But the events committee met a couple of weeks ago and we're going to table the float for this year. It takes so much work and everything. So we thought we would just maybe have a small parade of tractors or something. I'm sure you would volunteer. But Bob said that you might know of some other antique tractor people in the area, or that maybe we could contact.
Yes, I do. I know of quite a few folks that might take you up on that offer. I'll have to get back to you.
How big of a display are you thinking about for a number of tractors or people?
That will kind of really be up to you,
Hmm.
It would be nice to have a few antique tractors and then a modern tractor or something.
Less than 100?
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine, yeah, you don't want.
Yeah,
a huge line.
I'm sure the parade people wouldn't want it to become just a tractor
It's
parade.
basically
either.
up to the city also, right? The city of Canandaigua, right?
Oh, you've never seen the parade?
No,
It's a huge parade.
okay.
Yeah, it is.
But it's the city people who organize it that we have to
Right.
coordinate with to make
Yeah.
sure too, okay?
The city.
Right.
All right,
So
why don't I touch base with you sometime and we'll work something out maybe.
Sure. So. Was there any talk of perhaps just a small float?
No.
No, just
We
completely,
kinda came up with-
completely
we came up
tabling
with-
the
We
float?
came up with a float or this type of activity with the tractors.
Okay.
And then they said maybe just a hayride too, for people that wanna ride, could be a possibility.
Yeah, it's
Oh, you did.
printed.
It's right,
It's
it's down.
printed.
Yeah, I think the simpler the better, because then we can get people involved and.
I think so.
No manure spreaders.
Unless clean, right?
Well, that would be interesting. You could put candy in the back.
Cows can't walk that fast, right?
I'd say maybe 3 to 5 tractors would be enough.
Yeah.
I think that's a good number, you know, it's,
I was thinking at least three.
if you could get it like three antique ones and one or two of the
One
new,
newer.
the newer ones. All right, I'll touch base with Tim and we'll see if we can work something out.
Okay.
All of a sudden, it's gonna be here, that's the
That's for the Fourth of July or for the?
4th of July.
4th of July.
Boy,
Yeah, I think they usually have us, I forgot, line up about 9 o'clock or something.
you know,
It's a
it'd be
good sized parade, it's a really nice parade.
just an interesting thought. There are a lot of veteran farmers out there. I don't know about a lot. But it would be interesting to see if there's a veterans organization for farmers that would like to go ahead and display,
Yeah.
you know, or ride. Perhaps on the hay wagon. I don't,
Yeah,
And it doesn't necessarily have to be a tractor, it could be some other form of some old farm implements or something.
Veteran farmers or veterans of the war?
veterans of the war who are farmers. But I like your idea too. Of having veteran farmers that are octarians perhaps, you know, or older and, you know, go ahead and draw attention to the farmers that have been doing it for, you know, a very long time.
Most of them would not be up for being in a parade, I can bet you.
Well, it depends on what they get out of
Because
it.
farmers don't retire till like 90 years old, right, or something like that.
They work,
Yeah, my grandfather worked till he was 80.
yeah, they work as long as they can.
Well, if they were available, or veterans of the wars or veterans of farming who still live in the area or at a farms here, or I don't know, it's something,
Let me see if I can
not a
write
bad
myself,
idea.
write myself in.
do we have a connection with the American Legion here in the city?
Connection in what way?
Like knowing them or have, because I'm thinking a lot of veterans go there, I would think, from Canandaigua, I don't know.
We could
I would
figure that out
think.
too, you and me could probably figure out that
Yeah.
with Rich or somebody, or even the VA, we do volunteer work at the VA. mean,
And I belong to Honor Flight, so Rochester,
So
so,
there's gotta be people we could talk to, where's the best place to get? And if they are veterans and they're just farmers, but even if they're connected with Canandaigua one way or another, they live here. Or they're part of the Legion here, sort of an interesting brainstorming idea.
Yeah.
I think we should recognize our veterans for what they've done for us.
All right,
Well,
so
then-
So do we
So-
have? So we have some contacts at the American Legion.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. If,
I know of a couple people that could get me in touch.
I know somebody.
Okay, good, good.
And my wife Marcia and I, we work at, or we volunteer at the VA here in Canandaigua, so
Right.
maybe between those two organizations. We could figure it out.
Yeah, and I volunteer for Honor Flight Rochester too, so I can inquire with them as well.
all right, we'll take it back to the committee, the events committee, and
Yeah.
tell them that you're on board and
Good stuff.
we'll let you know where we're at.
We can at least get you, you know, a tractor from Tim.
Right. We always have
Maybe
Tim,
Bob,
we have to
yeah.
have Tim, so that's good.
Yeah,
Just go to Tim's Tractors.
Okay, I'll make some notes here on all that and we'll make sure we.
sounds terrific.
That's good.
Well, thank you.
Thank
When you meet what,
1 point.
the first Thursday of each month?
Second Thursday.
Second.
This is Thursday, my gosh.
Dennis needs more committees to be in.
I know.
We've only lived, my wife and I in Canandaigua for 2 years now, so just getting used to it and what's going on, but
How do you like it?
like it a lot better. I mean, we grew up in Monroe County, went to school, Brighton, Henrietta and Rondequoit, and it's like this is
Yeah, we like
perfect
it.
for us here because we're more small town people and like it better, the hiking, the farming, the fields, just sitting there in open field and just standing there and listening, doing nothing. I know what you're gonna say now, farmers who could put us to work for a while, right? Plenty to do. So,
All right.
It's just, to
Thank
me,
you,
it's
guys.
like real
Good seeing
life.
you.
Thank you guys
Thank
very
you. All right.
much.
Thank you.
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. Appreciate it, Bob.
Thank you, Dennis, yep. We'll see you.
Nice meeting you.
So we'll be in touch then, Dennis, about tractors.
I have your phone number.
Nice to meet you.
Alrighty, you have my number?
My pleasure.
Okay,
You want to make sure I gave it to him right, Timmy. It's 734-1300, right?
yes.
Okay.
You just wanted to make sure you made a big phone number. You did.
All right. Okay.
They're fun.
Tim, you weren't on yet when I said we're gonna wait to vote till next month till we can get everybody here in person. I'd rather do that.
Oh, vote for new chairman?
Yeah.
Okay,
I just wanted to wait until there's only me and Tim are here, so
okay. All right, understandable.
I think we have 2 referrals, 2 or 3.
All right.
Those. And nothing else has happened with so the people from the Taylor property never came to talk to us, and there's been nothing that's come up for that one yet, right? Cause they haven't sold it or anything.
Not as far as I know. Sarah would really be the contact for that. I don't. Let's see. Oh, come on. All right. Let's do it this way. The first one on here, you've seen that one before. The ECB passed on reviewing this because Mike Warner let us know that they're not complete. So if you want to pass on reviewing them as well, maybe they'll be ready next month.
Sure.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
This is the Wegmans place, which is right across from Wegmans Organic Farm, which is why you're seeing it.
That's a tennis court.
They're putting in a tennis court.
Didn't we see this before? Maybe we just talked about it.
I think it's coming back. I think from what they had to say, they had wanted to do this like in 2020 or something like that, and then the pandemic
Okay,
happened, and so it's coming back.
So why are we seeing it?
It's across from the organic farm, the Wegmans Organic Farm. It's all on like their residential property is where they're making it.
Sure.
I'll bring up the.
Well,
picture.
I don't think it'll impact any of the organic farms that they've got right there.
Perspective.
Knowing what I know.
and it's Wegmans that are doing it, correct?
Correct, this
property.
is Danny Wegman's place. And so that's their residence, they're putting in the tennis court there. And they're putting in some other gardens and rain gardens.
Everything's, all the runoff from the tennis courts going into the lake, so.
Well, ideally, they're directing it into the rain gardens that they have, and I think they have some other infiltration set up for it, if I'm remembering right.
Sure.
So hopefully not in the lake.
So yeah, I see no impact on farmland. Does anyone else have any comment?
Second that. Only if we, never mind, I'm just gonna make a word joke.
Um. So we'll vote, we have no impact on farmland, all in favor, say aye.
I,
Aye. All opposed?
This is a subdivision. This will impact farmland. This is at the corner of County Road 30 in New Michigan.
is that land that was just sold?
I believe so.
It was a cornfield at one point. You know that? Ugh. This is not gonna be good.
So they want to subdivide lot 1, and lot 2.
How many
And this-
acres is it?
it's here. So you can see the big where it is there.
Yeah. Maybe it's not what I'm thinking.
That one's a little over 19.
Can you pull it up on the, on Encore?
Encore, yes.
Then Tim can get a better look at it.
I think it'd be,
That was sold in like 2 parts, I think, wasn't it?
I'm not 100% sure on that.
Sam, are you guys able to see the screen on Zoom?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yep, I can see it.
Okay, good. I just haven't zoomed in so long, I forgot what the capability was.
If I don't share it, they can't see it, so,
Oh.
but I did share, so.
Okay.
Are you on vacation in Arizona, Sam?
Yes, I'm here until next week.
Well, thanks for joining us while you're on vacation.
Yeah, you're welcome.
What's the weather down there?
It's been raining. They've been getting the effects from California. It's weird being in Arizona when it rains. But
Where-
it's
Where are you in Arizona?
Tellison. It's about 20 minutes west of Phoenix.
Okay. Nice.
Today was a high of like 57 because of the rain.
It's almost the same here.
There's the airport. There it goes. Oh, interesting. Where's New Michigan?
That's the
Right.
one that's
Okay, it is
right
it is
here.
the parcel that I thought it was. That's like 30 acres.
So I believe Brocco Banks farms that right now. And Brocco Banks is a preserved farm. So just to double check. This property owner wants to subdivide this parcel.
Yes,
Ooh. So we believe the intention is they want to sell it for houses, for a housing development.
my guess would be individual houses, because I don't think there's public water there.
I think it's been sold, I think. I believe someone bought it. It's been for sale.
Okay.
There's an old sign on it. But that's all I know.
That would be a bad place for houses. That is a piece of farmland that I don't feel should be a housing development or a bunch of little plots of 2-acre grids of houses. But
Is there anything-
don't let me get too excited yet. I probably should have let you explain first.
Well, is there anything more in the application of what they're intending?
It's just they're subdividing, so it doesn't have any house plans or anything like that. I believe his intention was to subdivide and sell it. Let me see, there's more here.
The question might be to go back to them and ask them, are you, after subdividing, are you intending to keep this as farmland?
So it's 27 acres. for sale. So that's what they put down for what they want to do for sale purposes, so they're looking to sell it.
So I think in the past, we've made the comment that the subdivision itself does not. Exactly cause a loss in farmland, but it puts it at much greater risk of being lost to houses.
Isn't typically the reason, most of the time when somebody subdivides property, it's for the intention of selling individual parcels of usually houses.
Probably right, Tim, but you've got to go ahead and stay within the guardrails right now, and this is what we know at this point.
Okay,
So we could say that the subdivision puts the land at greater risk of development.
okay, so that's what we can send off to
Yes,
the town board.
that it puts a greater risk of losing the farmland. They had it listed as vacant farmland, but I think it's vacant farmland right now because. Brocklebanks were farming it. But it's been for sale or sold and it got sectioned off of that. That's the really big field right next to their farm,
Yeah, that,
portion of it.
yeah, and I've always figured that is a productive field. That's a very important field to the Brocklebank farm.
I always thought they owned the whole thing, but they didn't, obviously.
Yeah, that piece of it, they don't. I assume Brocklebanks would not be happy if that was sold for houses.
Well, when was the last time the land was actually farmed? That's the first question. And then, if this is actually subdivided, is the owner planning to not use it for agricultural purposes any longer?
Well, I think if it's subdivided, they're not intending to, I would say.
Yeah, but we
So-
need to ask the question to be sure. And if so, then it is considered a loss of farmland.
I can say that they've been actively farming that right up until it went for sale.
That's the only reason. Yeah, once it went for sale, they didn't farm it anymore. That's why they called it vacant.
Yeah.
So. I think we can say that the subdivision puts it at risk.
Yeah, I think so too.
So,
I agree.
Do we want to say anything else along the lines of that being an important piece of farmland?
I mean, I don't know if it's more important than any other piece. It's. We could say it's in fairly close proximity to, PDR land.
It borders PDR land.
I don't know for sure where all of Brocklebank's PDR land is. Tim, you might have a better idea of that.
I believe their whole farm is under the PDR. But I suppose it would be good just to double check exactly where their property lines are. But I believe that field right to the south of their farm, which borders this parcel of land that we're talking about, I believe that has the PDR on it. That's preserved piece of land.
Okay, that would be important to know.
So where can we go to just do a double check the property lines and just make sure just to be 100% sure that borders what is in the PDR?
Kim, do you know if there's a way to look up where PDR land is? It's not coded anywhere, is it?
That's a good question. I should know.
There's a
I'm-
map around here someplace that probably shows it.
You're right.
Is that it?
Some of these are old though.
I thought that there was like a map usually by where I sit.
Here, try this one.
There you go, Tim.
I think that has it. I would say I'd try and look stuff up, but their server broke here. And so things are kind of a little different to look up information in
Yeah,
there.
all the purple. Where's New Michigan? This is County Road 16, right?
No,
It's-
this is 20,
20.
it's gotta be Buffalo Street,
This
so
is
this is,
TikToks.
this
This
is
is New Michigan right here.
right here.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so none of that, but this might be an older map, none of that is marked as PDR, but that's not,
Well, that's PDR and that's PDR. And all of this is PDR.
well, this is all.
Battlefield Greenway.
Okay, there's purple, okay, there's two different colors, but it's,
I think that it's a printing error. Is there no other purples?
okay,
for
yeah,
that.
yeah, you're right, okay. And that's all, that's strikers there,
Yeah,
okay,
this is the property we're talking about.
yep, yeah, and that, actually, that is right there.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay, you're right, Tim, it's perfectly borders it,
All right,
so we'll make that note as well. That it borders PDR.
it borders protected farmland. Yep,
I don't really want to try to put this back.
Yeah, I'll get it.
So,
and,
our-
and not only that, but it used to be farmed by the Brocklebanks, which have that protected farm. Should we put that note along with it?
yeah, well, it's our, we know that it was farmed, so. So what do we, we'll say that the subdivision puts the land. Puts farmland at risk of being developed. And it's bordered by PDR. Does that sound okay?
And the fact that the land was farmed right up to the point of when it was put on sale.
Yeah, the land was farmed by the owner of the PDR land.
Yeah, there we go. Right up until that property was sold, it was being actively farmed by the owners of the preserved farm.
I don't think you can make it any stronger than that
Not really.
under the circumstances.
Alright, so we just better vote on it quick.
Yeah.
All in favor, say aye.
I,
Aye.
I,
All opposed? Okay. We haven't had one like that in a while. Usually they're simple and they don't have any real impact.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I
then-
picked rocks in that field when I was a kid.
really? Do you still have any in your pockets?
There's always more rocks.
always more rocks.
Amazing.
That was it for the referrals. There was only 3, and like I said, we skipped, the ECB skipped this one, and so. If you wanna skip that one now, since it's not complete.
Okay.
Yeah, let me,
That one's good enough.
and. Then there's anything else that you wanna,
If we had anything else, we'll wait till, I do have some information about possibility of doing a. Like a workshop with soil and water that the public could come to and we would host. I did talk to Sarah a little bit about it to get some ideas, but we haven't gone too much further yet, so. I talked to someone at Soil and Water that does some of those, and he was, he said they'd be willing to do something like that. So, maybe, I'll get back together with Sarah on that and see what we can figure
and
out.
what would that be on?
Soil and Water Department would do it, so it could be, farming related or,
Quality of water in the
yeah, they do
area.
different presentations, so
How often
whoever,
water in the area is tested, for bacteria perhaps.
Yes. about some of the, maybe some of the different projects they've done for the erosion control and stuff like that. So hopefully we'll have more people here next month in the room, so we'll go over some of that then. So I think that's it for tonight. We can have a short meeting. We'll let Sam go back on vacation.
Just one thing, Bob. So that, so this parcel of land we're talking about right now at borders Brocklebanks. So I believe that Brocklebanks, you know, we're farming that. But do we have anything in our files to, in case we would have to, you know, prove that they farm it? Do we have anything in our files to prove that we can say for 100% fact that Brock's were the producers that were farming this piece of land?
I don't know that we have to worry about that. I don't think. I mean, it was being farmed right up until that time. I mean, if there was any question, they could ask them.
Right, okay. Cause I'm 90% sure that was farmed by Brocklebanks, cause that was all in the same field.
Farmed the whole thing as one field.
Yeah, they, exactly.
Okay,
I just wanted to cross our T's and dot our I's before we send that along to the town board.
I think we'll be okay on that.
Okay, yeah, 'cause I don't wanna put my foot in my mouth when, you know, when I say that, so just wanted to do a double check.
Well, we don't, yeah, but if we could not include any name in there if we wanted to be just, but it's, everybody would know who was farming it, I think.
Okay,
So. All right. Thanks for joining us, Tim and Sam.
Enjoy the desert.
Thank you.
so just theoretically speaking, let's say the town board does let the owner of this property subdivide it,
It would be the planning board.
the planning board. If they then wanted to sell the parcels for houses, it would have to come across our table again. The plan for
Oh.
houses would have to come across our desk, our table.
Yes,
Probably
because
would,
it's
yes.
within 500 feet of farmland.
Yeah.
I think that's, I think 500 feet or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd see it again.
Okay,
So this,
Most likely, my thought is most likely they will approve it because unless there's something with zoning that doesn't work out. There's not much, even what we say, there's nothing they're gonna do.
There's nothing in the town code that prohibits them from developing land that they own.
if you do wanna show up to the planning board and talk it all, that's possible. It's a public meeting and that's scheduled on the 27th.
you said there's a meeting scheduled for the 27th.
Yeah, the planning board meeting where this one will. Where they'll review it and possibly approve it.
Bring the Brocklebanks with you, Tim.
I was gonna say, I thought about, you know, should one of us go contact the Brocklebanks and
Yeah,
and inform them of the
They're
property
probably
owner's
aware of it.
I would think
intention.
they're aware of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'd assume Brocklebanks would be aware of it, yeah, and
I haven't actually sent out the public notice for that one yet, so. If you wanna contact them, that would be fine.
because, yeah, I'd say you know, in a way, I don't want to be a nosy neighbor, but however, since I understand the importance of farmland preservation, that parcel of land, if Brocklebanks were to lose that, that's not only bad for Brocklebanks, but that ends up being bad for the community. at least from my point of view.
Once farmland is lost, development, it's lost forever.
Exactly, and that is an important piece of ground.
Yeah.
So there's a planning board meeting on February 27th
Correct, at 6 o'clock.
at 6 o'clock at
The town
the
hall,
county.
so it's right over in the courtroom.
the courtroom at the town hall.
Yep,
Okay,
Instead of turning left to come down our hallway, you'll turn right,
okay,
but not on a court night.
right. All right, February 27th, and that's open to the whole public.
correct.
Okay,
You can actually attend by Zoom as well, if you
Yes.
like,
interesting.
but I think you have to register in advance.
Not for the planning board.
Oh, okay. There we have it. You can just show up on Zoom.
And isn't there a
You just have to have a name on your Zoom,
Okay,
just so we know who you are.
Brocklebank Farms.
That would work too.
I was told there is a oh, my battery's running low on my computer. Shucks. I was told there's a some sort of meeting about the ag enhancement plan next Monday.
I don't know
I
anything
don't know
about
anything
that.
about it.
There's
No, you're talking about the ag overlay district.
ag overlay.
That's a. Right,
Yes, they, some of the new laws that they put in place didn't get reviewed by Ontario County like they should have, so they're holding them for a public hearing again. And that's one of them.
I was told that it had to do with updating the ag enhancement plan. The town's ag enhancement plan is what I was told.
No, we're responsible for that. We haven't.
no, they're just, I think it never officially got approved, it got overlooked or something.
It had got approved, but there was like 4 different local laws that Ontario County hadn't reviewed. So it had to go to them for review, so it's back for public hearing.
Okay,
So it's basically getting re-adopted. So,
And so, another comment before I forget. So of course, we're an advisory board, so we can give the town board and the planning board our view on a certain parcel of land. But, there's a lot to be said about that. It's hard to actually tell somebody what they can and can't do with their land and what they can and can't sell it for. But I believe the town of Canandaigua has a map where they have lines and boundaries of land they consider important farmland and where they would like development to be and for development not to be, is my understanding. That there's a zone of land they consider important that they don't want to be developed. And then there's some land that they would be okay with being developed.
Tim, are you familiar with the New York State soil maps?
A little bit.
Okay, so when the ag plan was put together, we relied on New York State soil maps as an indication of where we would like to preserve farmland. And so that might be kind of what you're thinking about or talking about at this point. I'm not sure, though.
Well, I guess going to my point, it's been a while since I've actually seen a map where there's supposed to be lines of where the town wants to preserve land. But I always assumed that this parcel of land we're talking about today would have fallen in Canandaigua's category of land that should be protected.
This is in the strategic farmland protection, if that's what you're asking.
Yes, yes, that's it.
And I think it falls into the ag overlay district, it's
It
just
does.
outside of it.
Ag,
30 was the
County Road
northern
30,
bar,
That's right.
so.
So Tim, have you had the chance to take a look at the ag plan, to review the ag plan, to read it?
I have not fully read up on it.
I would suggest that you may want to do that.
Okay,
It would be helpful, for you to fill in some of those questions that you
Yep.
have.
good thinking. Yeah. Strategic.
Oh, the ponds, yeah, that's right, there's a pond.
But even since then, the PDR program came into play. And, the two major purchase of development rights was the Stryker Farm and the Brocklebake Farm.
Hmm.
I don't think that there's been any other PDR purchases since then.
No, because I think
The laws changed, the
Well-
program changed.
nothing during COVID, so that slowed it down, I think.
Mhm.
And
I-
then it's different now.
Yeah,
And-
Sarah's talked about that.
And we don't, and right now, there's nobody in Canandaigua to do the work on this,
Yeah,
on the applications.
yeah, since Sarah stopped doing it.
Well, I know that,
I think I was gonna try if I can to go on Monday, just so, one of us is there when they review I don't think there's gonna be any issue, but it'd just be good to have somebody there.
good thinking. Speak for yourself or somebody else will speak for you. Is how the saying goes, just.
Sounds
to
like
make sure.
quote Benjamin Franklin,
Could be,
good person to quote.
yeah. I could say furthermore. Though, of course, in Canandaigua, the Pritchard farm has PDRs preserved. And up the road a little ways, I believe the Gerlach farm is now protected. Should be Farmington.
Yep.
One of the very few farms left in Farmington.
All right, anything else? I think we will adjourn. We'll see everybody next month.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Onward and upward. Thank you.
Hopefully not too far up if you're a farmer.